Hey, what's up? This is the Objective Jerk, and I'm said jerk. How's everybody doing? Those glasses reflect too much. I gotta switch them out. Dude, does anybody else have multiple reading glasses? These are my kind of bifocal glasses, but the lady kind of messed up. In my distance, it makes it blurry, so I can't really use them when driving. But I use them, I don't know, for everyday kind of stuff. But then I have glasses that I use for when I'm just like watching the phone, chilling or whatever. Getting to be like my dad. All right, so I've been messing with the audio so much. But I think the last podcast sounded good. And so I'm going to try and stick. I can't. It's crooked. Like, it doesn't sound good as I'm speaking right now, but then I'll go back and listen. I'm like, oh, okay, it's good. So hopefully I'm done messing with it. That's yummy, right? What a great podcast. All right. So what's up? How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Let's see. Trump just keeps killing it. The Epstein file things with what's her face. So I don't know what's going on with that, but kind of seems like it's kind of stalled a little bit. But I mean, you can't jump the gun. You can't promise some stuff and then she shouldn't have said nothing at all until the files were there and she had seen them with her own eyes, the evidence, you know what I mean? But I think she learned a lesson. We'll see. I don't know. To be honest with you, would I like to know exactly who? I mean, we all know who killed JFK, right? And Martin Luther King and everything. But would we like to see the actual proof? Yes, but honestly, I just want the country to be corrected. I just want things to be fixed, and for the Democrats to just shut the hell up and let a real leader do his thing, So if it's one or the other, we've lived this long without knowing the truth behind the assassination. Who cares, really? I want prosperity over the assassination truth. I was about to say truth, but that doesn't sound good. Prosperity over truth. That's the Democratic way, right? Getting money with lies. All right, anyway, but yeah, I have noticed that I don't have the same... I see less posts and there's less interaction from my left side of friends about anything because I think they just realize that even though they hate Trump, the Democrats just look like complete douchebags right now, and Trump's actually getting things done. They had Congress trying to be like, oh, the price of eggs. Well, the price of eggs has already went down half of what it was when Trump started. So, and that's the thing that's annoying. It's like they're like, oh, he said day one he would fix it. It's like, yeah, he did. He signed all the shit, got things in motion on day one, but it doesn't fix it on day one. It takes time to... They're so stupid. But then, people see that and they believe it. And they're like, yeah. It's like, it's not... I don't know. It's so annoying. That kind of shit just bugs me. But I was thinking about... getting on Sky Blue and just checking it out. But no, I'm not gonna. Because as funny as it would be, it's still like I feel bad and then I get frustrated. Like, how do people still think that way? Or I don't know. It's insane. But now you got bunch of people that are leaving America. What's her face? Rosie O'Donnell keeps talking about her cold sores and shit. So she moved to Scotland or Ireland or something. And then, what's her face? Who's the lesbian short hair girl? So both of these women are both lesbians, I just realized. Ellen DeGeneres. She moved to somewhere. And then Hunter Biden is spending 3 months in South America running from his problems. Everybody's, and then when you look at the people that are kind of leaving, kind of look at who they knew, it's just kind of interesting. We'll see. The thing is like most of those people are never going to be held accountable for what they did, but oh well, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of lame. Anyway, let's see. I noticed that I got Singapore. So I got listeners like from all over. Not that I'm sure a lot of people do, but so, which is kind of surprising. Like I was just thinking, America and the Philippines basically, which there are, but actually Philippines is not as much. I get more from, Germany and now Singapore. So I'm singing Singapore a lot. I don't know if it's probably like an expat that probably having a similar life to mine, being an expat living in an Asian country and stuff. So, but even other countries for the most part, like they like Trump. They can see what Trump is trying to do. You know what I mean? And this is like the normal people, but it's like, and I think that's what most of my left friends, they didn't have, maybe they had a little bit of TDS, but I think they realized that it was just like what is going on and they just quit. And now they're just, focusing on life and whatever, this and that. So they didn't let the TDS completely consume them. But a lot of people have. It's going to be nice, though, once Trump's done, J.D. Vance takes over, it'll be kind of nice to see where we're at as America. I'm going to be old, man. That's going to be crazy. I'm already old. So I went mountain biking with he's my godfather. And he's in his 60s. I want to say mid to late 60s. I don't know how old he is, actually. But so we went mountain biking on this trail that we like and had a good time. The thing is like, so when I go mountain biking here, I go as early as I can. Like I like to be on the trail just as it's getting light enough to see really well. You know what I mean? Because it gets so hot, especially now. But he had things he had to do, so we didn't get out there till like 8:30, and that's when I'm getting done. But so we went, and I had a good time. It was fun. We did some clearing of the trails, like some brush and stuff, to make it a little easier for us mountain bikers. Because these trails that we ride are put in place by the farmers that go back and forth with whatever farmers need, right? And they have I've ran into like water buffalo, farmers bringing their water buffalo back and forth, or cows, so they use these trails to herd like their own personal cattle, do certain things, maybe take them to market. Like this is like the legit farmers that's how they live, Like they probably travel these paths and these dirt roads more than pavement and whatever, And some people use their mopeds to go to their home and do whatever, And so that's basically what these trails. So these trails will never go anywhere, but it might end up being paved someday. That's what sucks. But anyway, so the trail that we we're on is not, I think, a big popular one, not like other ones that we ride, but you can walk through and bring your cow or your water buffalo or whatever, no problem. But riding your mountain bike, it's like you got to clear some rocks, some sticks, whatever, this and that. And so we were just kind of doing that, ride a little bit, clear some hairy areas, but it was getting hot. And before I knew it, man, I was just like, I was feeling it. And I was sweating like crazy. And it's like I had to slow down, get in the shade. I was drinking water, and it took us forever. So it's like the longer it took, the hotter it got. And when we were done, I felt pretty good. But then, like, I almost slept most of the day after that. And then yesterday, still again, just not I'm feeling pretty good today. But just felt worn out, almost like, sick. But I wasn't, I think it was I was dehydrated is what it was, and I was out of shape. I was in pretty good shape for a while, and then I stopped riding. And then now here I am trying to get back into shape, but I got to take it easy, or do it smartly, because I've had, what do you call it? I've been the recipient of I've been a heat casualty before. Meaning I've had like heat exhaustion or heat cramp or something in the past. So when I was in basic training, like right towards the end too, I remember, I didn't eat breakfast. Like I ate, you got 3 square meals a day, and I ate every one of them every time. And then like, I didn't feel good. I think I had like, I don't know, there was something like, I just didn't want to eat. Like it just did not, I had like an upset stomach from something, or I don't know what it was. So I remember I didn't eat breakfast that day. And then we were doing nothing like in particular crazy or nothing, but I just remember standing there and just being like, oh man, feeling like I'm about to pass out, I'm like, what's going on? And luckily I had a drill sergeant that he noticed it, pulled me aside, and I got in the shade, loosened the boots a little bit and just kind of sipped some water. And I was good, and then ate lunch and, was fine, right? But so I had a little bit of heat exhaustion brought on by, I don't know, not eating. Like maybe it was like a low blood sugar. I don't know. And then fast forward a couple of years, I'm in Iraq, and so generally when I was in Iraq, I was a driver. Let's see. So when I first got to my unit, and the first time we went to Iraq, so when you're a combat MP, you're on a team. You have a team leader, a driver, and a gunner. Usually the lowest ranking individual is the gunner, and then you have, the next level individual is the driver, and then you have the team leader, right? Well, they were kind of worried because we were actually going to war. We were, invading Iraq. And so our head shed was worried about having new soldiers being thrust into the responsibility of shoot or don't shoot, engaging, whatever, this and that. So they made the decision to have the newest individual be the driver and the mid be the gunner, right? And I remember being kind of like bummed about that. But I didn't really care. I went with the flow a lot when I first joined. I know the individuals who just got the driver spot and were kind of pissed, but that's how it was. And then it got switched back. So by the time I went back again, I was still a driver. I was a good driver though, too. I was a little older though. I wasn't like a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, whatever. I was, by the time was in Iraq, I was 24 or whatever. So I was a good driver, never had any problems. Lead the convoys in the middle of the night, wearing night visions, going as fast as those Humvees could go. It was stressful, man, sometimes, but yeah, I was a good driver, And then I was supposed to be a team leader. I think I talk about it as a whole story. I'm not going to get into it right now. But anyway, so both times I was in Iraq, my position was a driver. Second time was a driver for my squad leader. And that's just, how it was. So anyway, so the second time I was there, though, when I got blowed up, afterward, I had a hard time being inside the Humvee. I don't know why, but I felt extremely claustrophobic being in the Humvee. So I wanted to be in the turret so I could be outside, which doesn't make sense because there's more of a danger, because you're exposed. So it didn't make sense, but that's just how my brain was functioning. So I just was like, hey, can I be in the turret, So for a while, I would go on missions in the turret. And then eventually I went back and became a driver and everything. But so one of the missions, it was pretty hot. It gets hot in Iraq. I mean, the hottest is 130 something, I want to say. It could get pretty hot. And it was summertime. And so the gunners had Kevlar suits, the bomb, you see on Brooklyn Nine-Nine or whatever, or what's that movie with the bomb suits? What is that movie called? Where he's a bomb, EOD. It takes place in Iraq, and pretty good movie. Anyway, so you basically had all that, right? You would wear that. But it was so damn hot, and then plus you had a big shield in front of you. So what a lot of gunners did was they didn't wear the top part. They would just wear the helmet and the pants. Because either a lot of, statistically stuff was coming through the inside the truck, so they have their pants to protect them. That's where they were aiming most of the stuff. They weren't hitting the gunners directly. They were trying to take out the team leader and the driver and everything, right? So a lot of gunners were just wearing their lower half protective gear. And they had cooling vests, which were these vests. It would go through a pump and it would circulate watered down rubbing alcohol, essentially. And it would go through the machine to cool it, and it would run up through your vest. And it worked really good. It kept you nice and cold. But it was kind of a hassle to get it prepped and primed and everything. And so for short missions, we generally didn't put them on. So for a quick whatever, we would just suffer the heat and get to where we got to go. Which is stupid. That's almost kind of Black Hawk Down, oh, we're not going to need the night vision. Don't take it. That kind of crap. That's poor. But you get kind of complacent over time or whatever. But anyway, so I jumped in the turret seat. I put on all the gear because I had never worn it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear it for some stupid reason. I don't know why. But I wore, probably because I was still a little apprehensive after getting blown up. So I wore the whole thing, but I didn't have the cooling. And it wasn't the middle of the summer. It wasn't real hot. It was hot, but it wasn't super hot, And we're going through. I remember it was taking forever to leave too. We got. If we could have just went and left the compound immediately and went and did our thing, I probably would have been okay. But we got stuck in some traffic or something, so we were sitting there waiting, and that's when it really was man, this is freaking hot. And so as we get going, I can start to feel it kind of hit me, just kind of how it was the other day mountain biking, just that really hot.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. Little lightheaded, kind of sick feeling. And then all of a sudden I got heat cramps. I don't know if you've ever had heat cramps, but it felt like my abs were doing crunches by themselves. They were just like just twitching and and it hurt. Like I was like, uh-oh. I was like, this ain't good. And so I remember I took off my outer thing, and then I even took off because underneath that we would still wear our Kevlar. And I took off my Kevlar, and I was just like, oh. And I was pouring water on me and just trying to drink water. And I remember there was a lieutenant. I can't remember who it was. He was screaming at me, put on your Kevlar. And I'm like, fuck you. I was like, I didn't care at that moment because I was like, dude, And then we got to the fob and I cooled off and everything was good. But yeah, it was stupidity on my part, but because of that, though, because of the thing from basic, and then because of that, I'm more susceptible to being a heat casualty than someone who isn't, So, and this is the second time actually I've been mountain biking, and we've been out clearing, and it's just like it was so hot and it was just like I had to get in the shade because I sweat like crazy. So it's just I got to really try and hydrate a lot more the night before. I mean, I drink a lot of water, but still, I need to really push it a little more and drink one whole bottle of my, Hydro Flask or whatever before I go. Even if we're going in the morning, because what if something crazy happens and I'm stuck out there all, when it's really hot? I can't just like expect that we're going to go from 6 to 8, 2 hours on the trail. By the time we get off, it's just starting to get hot and everything's hunky-dory. Most of the time, that's how it happens. But things can happen, and, you have to plan for that. So it's kind of getting careless and stuff like that. So anyway, so I was feeling it that day, but then it's just like later on that day, it was just like, man. And I took a nap, and I slept forever. And then I'm like, I remember waking up and thinking like, man, I slept too long. Now I'm going to end up being up all night. But I went to bed normal, slept all night. And then yesterday still just like no energy, just beat. Sucks. Because, with my depression and all my crap that goes on, I'm like in a good mood right now, or I'm in a motivated mood to get things done. I have this little task I got to do, or a little honey-do, a little project for the house that I've been planning in my head and thinking about, and I got to get it started. I think I'm going to start it after I'm done recording this, actually. But so I was going to actually do that the day I went riding that afternoon, but everything got messed up. I was going to go riding this morning, but I woke up and I just was like, still did not feel that great. So I messaged my riding buddies, and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be able to ride today. And then I slept for a few more hours, and then here I am, and I feel a little better. So hopefully tomorrow I'm going to go riding with my son. I need to adjust my brakes though, man. I got to bleed my brakes, but I don't have the little brake bleeding drum bucket thing they call, whatever. I should see if they have it at the local bike shop. Man, that bike shop though, they have such overpriced, like, it's weird because it's like their actual gear or I don't know, parts. Like if I was to buy, like the hubs, I bought new hubs from this place, and they were okay. That's how much they are, But then I bought like a tool case, which was overpriced. I bought some water bottles, which were overpriced. And then I think my son's water bottle is okay, but mine like kind of pisses me off, so I'm pissed that I bought it. So it seems like the little accessories that you get, it's not good to get from there. But other than that, it's a pretty good shop. What else? No more cobras, thank goodness. Keeping an eye out though. That's kind of it that's going on with me. That's my story. That's what's going on. I wasn't planning on recording anything just because just haven't been feeling well. And then when I do feel good or whatever, I want to try and get some stuff done. But then I looked at my, I had some more downloads on my podcast, and then realized like, man, it's been almost a week since I posted the last one. So I was like, I should post something for my rabid fans. No, but I do like seeing the podcast get downloads though. That's the one I like most. Yeah, it's cool that the video ones get some clicks or watches or whatever, but I don't know. For some reason, for me, it's the podcast. Like that's the one that I prefer. But I think some people like having something visual, or maybe it's just people, they like having the platform. I mean, because it's pretty handy. It's pretty nice having YouTube, or some people don't like YouTube and they use BitChute or Rumble, which I get, but I don't really watch Rumble videos. I just post mine. I'll watch some stuff, or not Rumble, BitChute. I'll watch some news things on Rumble, but still YouTube right now has, I don't just watch news stuff, or I don't just watch car repair or somebody building a little one-man stick hut in the middle of the woods or something. You know what I mean? Like I watch all kinds of stuff. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for. And YouTube's just the best for that. It's like, I feel like, I don't watch, the only thing I watch every day is news stuff. Like just quick little, make sure what's going on. But as far as like different niches, like outdoor people or mountain biking or whatever, I'll go through periods where I'll watch it a lot, and then I don't watch anything for a while, and then I'll watch it, a month later or something like that. So like, I don't watch the niche things every day, except for, like I said, news, the people that kind of watch the news and then they report. Isn't that kind of crazy? Think where we're at in the world. Mainstream media is basically dog shit, toilet bowl, drinking water, So now it's like you have individuals who watch all of it, which I think is important. I can't do it. There's no way I could watch all of it. And then they kind of like, based on all that stuff, they kind of bring you what's going on, Those are the guys that I watch. Plus you have other people that are a little more, then you got Tucker Carlson and stuff. They're all doing it too. So, but I kind of I like watching, the lower level guys that I watch. And, I've fact checked them a couple times and made sure, but they're not saying, yeah, maybe they have an opinion on something. They don't like Biden and they like Trump or whatever, but they try and give you the most unbiased news that they can, and that's the whole point. And that's why it's winning, and that's why it's beating mainstream media, That's why it's all failing. Mainstream media, movies. Look, what is it? Snow White or something is going to go down in flames. The last Captain America movie went down in flames. All of it is just complete garbage. And they're starting to kind of get rid of all the woke idiots that they hired. And it's not because they're woke necessarily. You could be woke and still be a good writer. And there's proof of that. There's, for years in history, you've had movies or shows that would kind of almost subliminal, I can't even say that, subliminally put in some sort of woke whatever into a film, but they do it in a way that it's not on the nose and not, annoying, overtly annoying, Now they just like, they throw it in there and everything's this and that, all the jokes, and it's just like, it's so much. It's like they're horrible, horrible writers. That's why it's, yes, are they woke? Yeah. And but the thing is, that's why they were hired. They were hired because they're woke. They're gay, or they're a woman of color, this and that, trans, whatever, this and that kind of crap. Because it wasn't at all that they were good writers or good producers or anything. You know what I mean? And you can totally see it. You can see it in everything. All the films and shows are just complete trash. And But they're slowly, getting rid of those people, and they're getting people that actually know how to write a good story and produce a good story or film or something. So it's all for the best. Trump's winning, liberals are losing. It's a good day. All right. Anyway, that's it. I think I'm done talking. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Hope everybody's doing great. Leave a comment. Email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. God bless, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.